Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is August 13, 2021. I want to cover top cannabis stocks. So with that, top of the list we got XXII, 22nd Century, $3 stock, great performance, 411% in 1 year. And then we got one of my favorites, Grow Generation, $35 stock, great 315% performance. And we got famous Mimi stock, Tilray, $14 stock, 166% performance, and so on and so forth. So we will look at these companies into a little more detail and see what's good to buy at this time. I have sorted these stocks by 1 year performance. Company at the top, XXII, has got a great 411 performance, and from there onwards it's a descending order. So next is 315 and so on and so forth. So we'll jump in and get started and look at some of the numbers and charts and see what's worth buying at this time. So with that, from a chart perspective, we got top cannabis stocks here. As you can see at the top of the list, we got XXII, $3 stock, great performance. I think they got solid market cap here, about 590 million, and they also have sales 30 million and nice sales growth. I love the sales growth. I love to see companies with the positive sales growth, and this company has got the positive sales growth and also nice gross margin. And stock has been doing pretty okay. They've dropped a little bit, but consistently doing okay. Right now, RSI is 54. That tells you can buy slowly at this time. Stock is $3 with a positive sales growth and gross margin, which is okay. You can buy some. Did not satisfy rule of 40 here. The gross margin plus quarter over quarter growth is 37. Barely missed the rule of 40 here. On the other hand, we got Growth Generation here, $35 stock. I think $2.1 billion market cap, and they got nice $250 million sales. And I love the sales growth here. Great sales growth. I think they've done great from a sales growth perspective. Nice gross margin as well as net margin. The company is making money. So with that, as you look through here, they got RSI of 53, tells you can buy at this time, and stock dropped big time after the earnings yesterday, down 17% in 1 day. And overall, they're down, for 1 week, 2 week, all the way to 6 months, and they've done nicely for 1 year, 315%. So I think this is one of the great stock that's on sale right now. Probably it's worth buying Grow Generation at these levels, especially after the huge drop off yesterday after the earnings. And then we got Tilray, one of the famous Mimi stock here. Nice sales growth. I love the sales growth here, and also nice gross margin. From a net margin perspective, still negative, and they've done good from a RSI perspective. It's 45, tells you can buy the stock at this time. Good entry point. Anytime you see RSI below 55, it's okay to buy, but below 50, I think you can buy. Good entry point. And as you scan through here, stock has been falling off of late. I think it's good to take advantage of this stock pull down or pull back and buy some Tilray at these levels. Then we got here FLGC. As you can see here, we don't have any sales growth to show off. I think relatively new company. I think they are just there for last 3 months or so. That's why you don't see any sales growth. $12 stock. Looks like RSI is 74 at this time. So wait and watch a little bit. Don't jump at this time, especially because stock has been going up like a rocket ship in 1 week, 2 week, and so on and so forth. And price to sales ratio is 100 plus. That tells you it's a little bit expensive from a valuation perspective. And then you got EVGN. I think this is also nice sales growth, as you can see here. And stock has been a little bit, as you can see here, down for 1 day, but has done nicely, and some softness in 1 month, 3 months, and so on and so forth. With the RSI 49, it's good to buy this stock also at these levels, and also it's a low dollar stock, as you can see here. And then we got a couple more as you go through. We'll look at these numbers in a little more details and see what's worth buying. And just to look through as a thumb rule, look at sales growth and look at the gross margin. And when you see positive, and more than 40, that tells you those are the strongest candidates. And then look at RSI and see if the RSI is below 55. If so, you can buy. But if it is more than 55, I would wait for a little pullback and buy in those down days. As an example, I love IIPR Innovation Properties. They help with the real estate, for cannabis growing. Stock is great, $232 stock, has done great from a sales growth perspective, but mainly from a RSI perspective, it's completely overbought right now. If you buy now, you are buying at the top, so that's why it's, even though it's a great stock, if you want to buy a little bit for long term, you can, but I would rather wait for a little pullback here, given stock has done great in the nearer term as well as longer term. And same story, there are stocks with the RSI great, big RSI. I would wait for those. Even chart industries as an example, RSI 72 and even FLGC RSI 74. I would wait a little bit on them. If you want to buy a small tracking position, it's okay, but otherwise I would wait a little bit for a small pullback. So with that, let's jump into next slide here. We got Chronos. Chronos right now, nice sales growth. I love the sales growth here. And RSI is 36. That tells you this stock is sold off at this time. If you want to initiate and buy some, you can. Nice 1 year, 20% here. And nice 5 year, 1,709. So you could buy some Chronos at this time and hold for a while. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, on the other hand, stock is really not done great for 1 year. As you can see here, nice sales growth. This handily beats rule of 40 here, 34 plus 90. I would buy some Jazz at these levels. Given RSI is just 21, it's a good one to buy. Completely sold out at this time. And then you got here Canopy Growth, one of the famous long-term plays here. Nice sales growth here, and also nice gross margin. A little bit below rule of 40, but I think this is a good one. And as you scan through here, stock has been dropping off in last couple weeks. As you can see here, 6-month performance is minus 54%, but they've done nicely from a 5-year perspective. Given RSI is 39 and a good company long term, I would buy some Canopy Growth at these levels and hold it for a while. And then we got a couple more here. New Age, as you can see here, nice sales growth here. And right now RSI is 52. Stock has been dropping off in 1-day chart and also 1 month and 3 month. RSI is 52. I would buy some new Age at these levels. Very low dollar stock. You could hold it for a while. So with that, you can look at these numbers and see if it makes sense. Typically, as a rule of thumb, look for sales growth, positive sales in the 1 year, quarter over quarter, and also 5 years if it is possible. And look for gross margin, which is a positive double digit. And look for RSI to see the entry point. If it is below 55, you can enter and buy some stock. If it is above 55, wait for a little pullback and buy the stock. So with that, what's the big news? So big news is GrowGeneration drops after the earnings announcement. So GrowGeneration slips despite of revenue beat. And I think Urban Grow, which they spun off a while ago, that climbs to the first net income. And as you can see here, they missed by 1 cent here on the earnings per share perspective, but the revenue perspective they beat. So they beat by 15.25 million. So that's the good news. They're beating on the revenue, and they also generated nice revenue here, 190% year over year. That's a great number here. They're growing, and also 60% increase in same store sales. And as you can see here, they're doing well from same store sales. and also they have 68 garden centers across the country. That will really help the customers to understand their product and showcase their products. And they have tremendous opportunity as we look into the future. That's a good news from an outlook perspective. It's good, and they also raised its 2021 guidance. Overall, I feel like they've done great, but stock dropped big time after the earnings. So this could be our opportunity to buy a quality stock like Growth Generation at these levels. So with that, now let's look at few charts and see what makes sense. The first one is XXII. So as you can see here, 22nd generation, nice looking chart here. This is chart from Thinkorswim. As you see here, nice looking chart. There is some drops on along the way. Those are all good buying opportunity. As an example here, stock dropped back in March, reached all the way up to 100-day moving average, dipped below 100-day moving average, and then went up. So same story here, stock went up all the way, dropped all the way to 50-day moving average, then went up. Now we now dropped below 200-day moving average. Now it's bouncing back nicely, trying to go above even a shorter term 25-day moving average, and also 50-day moving average, as you can see here, and 100-day. So XXII is bouncing back slowly with the RSI 54. I think it can bounce off nicely at from these levels. I would buy some XXII at these levels, given RSI is below 55, and I think they do have good sales growth, as you can see here, and okay type gross margin. And then we got our stock, growth generation, GRWG, huge drop, as you can see here after the earnings. So now the stock is below their 200-day moving average. As you can see here, they had a big drop. And with that, if you look at the numbers here, solid growth here from a sales growth perspective. And also they got a nice gross margin as well as net margin. And I would buy the stock at these levels. Typically, company typically does very good over the long term. As you look at the earnings here, earnings stock went up, earnings here stock went up again, earnings stock went up a little bit, and now there is a earnings stock completely sold off. This could be our opportunity to buy some quality stock like Growth Generation, picks and shovels play in the cannabis industry, and hold it for a long time. And then we got Tilray here. It's a meme stock. Sometimes it catches fire, as you can see here, then dropped off. Now it's kind of marking time, as you can see here. Nice sales growth. I like Tilray's sales growth here. Nice sales growth, and RSI is 45. I would buy and hold this company. From a quality perspective, you got positive sales growth, nice gross margin, RSI is low. I would buy. Sometimes this company catches fire because of short squeeze. I would buy some stock here. Right now, Tilray short ratio is around 7%. It can go up as you go forward. That's why I think it's a good one to buy or buy and hold. Next, we got FLGC Flora, as you can see here. This stock, on the other hand, it's been catching fire a little bit, as you can see here, going up nicely. So that's why if you want to buy a little bit, it's okay. But I would wait for a little cool off, especially because RSI is a little high, 74, as you can see here, and stock has done good improvement in short term quickly. Better to wait for a little cool off and then buy. Next, we'll go into a few more here. First one is EVGN Evogene. As you can see here, stock has been dropping after the earnings here, dropped earnings sideways, earnings, stock had done nothing much. So as you can see here, RSI for this is 49. Nice sales growth. I love the sales growth here. And stock has not done much in 6 months. I would probably buy some of this stock here, take advantage of low RSI. Stock is below the 200-day. It's actually trying to bounce off of its 25-day moving average. As you can see here, it's below 200-day moving average, 100-day, 50-day moving average. I would buy some EVGN at these levels. Low dollar stock. I think it's got potential. Low sales at this time, but nice sales growth. Next we got GTLS. This is one of those steady eddy stocks. As you can look from the chart, they're well above their 200, 100 and 50-day moving average, as you can see here. This stock, given RSI is a little higher, 72, I would wait for a little pullback. It's a great long-term story. I would wait for a little pullback here. Next we got IIPR. It's again one of the great story in the cannabis cohorts. Clearly above its 200-day, 100-day, 50-day and 25-day moving average. I would probably wait for a little pullback. It's a great company. If you want to buy for long term, you can buy it, but I would wait for a little pullback and then buy more. Right now RSI is 76. That tells you stock is overbought at these levels. Next we got a bank here that helps with the cannabis. Stock has caught fire, gapped up big time here, SVBI. Now they're kind of sort of trading sideways and now again catching fire a little bit. Given RSI 66, I would wait for a little pullback on this stock and then buy. Next we got a couple more here, OGI OrganiGr, $2 stock. On this one here, there is no sales growth. I mean, there's 13% sales growth, but gross margin is negative. In these type of scenarios, given RSI is low, if you want to be a contrarian, you could buy some of this stock here, OGI, but expect a little bit longer term. It's a mid to long term play. As you can look at the stock here, stock caught fire here, came down, caught fire again, came down. Now it's marking time, as you can see here. You can see some positive bias in the stock, but unless stock goes up drastically because of short squeeze, you're not going to see huge performance in a shorter term. Right now short float is 7%, not above 10%, so that's why it might take a while, but it's a good one to buy and hold for a while. Then we got Sundial here. Sundial, as you can see here, stock caught fire, went up all the way to $4. Huge short squeeze. Now it's marking time. Sundial has a high short ratio. So if you want to play the Mimi game or a short squeeze game, you could buy some Sundial at this low price here, 83 cents, and hold for a while. Wait for any short squeeze type opportunities and go from there. And then we got VFF. As you can see here, stock is kind of in a tight range here, not doing much. It's trying to bounce off of its 200-day moving average here. Same story. I think from a sales perspective, company has done great. Gross margin is 7%, which is okay, not great. RSI is 51. You could buy some VFF and hold for a while, especially because there is a high short ratio, and this can also cause a short squeeze and stock can shoot up from these levels. Next is CURLF. As you can see here, okay looking chart. It's been down below 200-day moving average, which is the red line here, and trying to right now trying to use this 200-day moving average as a resistance level here. If it crosses 200-day, then it will make it as a support level and bounce off of 200-day. So with that, I would probably buy some CURLF at this level, given it's got a nice sales growth. As you can see here, nice gross margin. Stock has been sold off big time. RSI is 43. It's good to buy some CURLF and hold for a while. Next we got a couple more here. PMD, as you can see here, PMD is $6 stock. Right now stock is a little bit on a negative bias, as you can see here. It's trying to bounce off of its 200-day moving average and also trying to go above 50-day, 100-day moving average, as you can see here. PMD does not have a positive sales growth, so that's why it's not a strong candidate from a fundamentals perspective. They got okay gross margin, as you can see here. So if you have a long-term horizon, by looking at the chart, you could buy some at these levels. The only issue I have is they don't have positive sales growth at this time. And then you got a couple more here. HEXO, as you can see here, they got positive sales growth here. Stock has been dropping off. RSI is 30. You could buy some HEXO and hold it for a while. HEXO has got a, as you can see here, little higher short ratio. It can cause the stocks to go up anytime. And then we got here CRON Cronos, as you can see here. Chronos $6 stock, nice sales growth. I love the sales growth here. Gross margin is not there right now, and they also have a higher short float, which means this stock can also go into a short squeeze on any positive news, and stock can go up. And then we got Jazz Pharmaceuticals. Looks like this company stock has dropped off. Ouch, big time drop here. I'm a believer in Jazz. They can do well. I would probably buy some Jazz at these levels. If you think stock price is high, you could do stock options or a spread if you want to. Only problem I have is the IV percentile is so high. It's not a good idea to buy call option at these levels. But you could sell some put options at lower levels, or you can even buy stocks slowly at these levels. As you can see, a stock is trying to bounce off of these levels at this time. So with that, let's look at one more screen here. You got Flora. Flora is right here. Stock is marking time, as you can see here. Below its 200-day moving average, below 100-day moving average, trying to bounce off of its 50 and 25-day moving average, as you can see here. And right now RSI is 47, indicates stock is sold off. It's a little bit, I think stock is a little new existence for say 3 months or so right now. Probably could take advantage of this, this pattern here. It's stuck in the mud for a while. You could buy some FORA at these levels and hold it for a while. Right now short ratio is just 3%, very high from a valuation perspective at this time. And next is Canopy Growth. It's one of the steady eddy stocks. They got a lot of money and they can survive long term. And stock is at $18. RSI is 39. Stock is sold off. I would buy some CGC and hold it for a while. It's a long term play. Don't expect short term bumps, but it's a long term play. And as you can see here, with short ratio 17% and a good fundamental company, this is an example of a companies where you can buy fundamentally strong company, as you can see from both sales growth as well as positive gross margin, and also has a short ratio which is high. So Canopy Growth fits the bill. You could buy some Canopy Growth, hold it for a while, expect a short squeeze in sometimes in future. And then we got here ZYNE. As you see here, stock has done nothing much here. Stock went up, came down. It's one of those stocks you could trade nicely. $4 stock right now. RSI is 40. That means you can buy at these levels. There is no sales primarily because I think it's a little bit probably there. Yeah, it's not a new IPO. It's been there for a while. Probably you could buy some ZYNE and hold for a while. And then you got IMCC, $4 stock, for almost $5 stock. They do have sales growth from a 1 year perspective, nice gross margin, and RSI is 47. Same story, you could buy some, hold for a while. As you can see here, there is a huge short squeeze here. Now it's kind of trying to drop off and stabilize at this time. RSI is 47. You could hold this stock for a while too. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.